Now, if you think that that black Velcro thing inside of your softbox is useless, let me tell you why you are so wrong. So I'm not going to explain to you why lighting is great. If you're here, it's because you actually love lighting and you want better results. One way to achieve more control with lighting and to improve your visual storytelling is using grids. Grids can actually be tricky, but once you watch this video, you'll understand how exactly they work, so you'll be able to use them on your own shoots. So let's explore the best situation to use them and also how. Grids are sometimes called honeycomb grids or egg crates. Grids are usually black and can be attached to reflectors, strip boxes, even scrims if you want to, and many more modifiers. Grids holes are typically in an hexagonal shape, although round is sometimes seen. Grids honestly are very simple. They simply allow for the light spill to be controlled. That's it. Let's quickly see how it works. Let's take a look at a bare bulb. Because of the way that light behaves in a bulb, light tends to go everywhere. Now let's add a softbox to it. As you can see now, light is restricted in the corners of the softbox, but they also go in a wide direction the further you go away from it. And because of the reflective panel, the light tends to travel everywhere where a softbox allows it to go. Now that we've done that, let's add a grid to the softbox. Because grids are usually black, the light cannot be sent in every direction like a bulb. The black fabric absorbs light, and only the light that is not caught within the grid's black fabric, which is straight in this case, is allowed to go through. Now that you know how they work, here is where I found grids to be absolutely great to use. First situation is you're taking photos on location. When you want to control the amount of light being projected on a background, so let's say you have a subject and the background is pretty close, grids are incredible. By adding a grid to your light, you can actually entirely control where the light stops. Now that we spoke of depth, how about it gives you better colors? So there's no lie here. The black doesn't do anything, as you may know, but when using color gel lighting, I'll take myself as an example. I'm currently shooting in my office here using two Godox LED tubes, one blue and one orange here. And it's quite a small office, so I don't have that much space actually to shoot my A-roll for my YouTube. To light my face, even with a small softbox as you can see right now, light tends to spill everywhere and bounce around all my four walls. So I tried many techniques as feathering the light as much as possible, but it still bounced in my colors and they were a bit washed out. This is a problem. By adding a grid though, the light followed a pattern and stopped hitting my walls, allowing me to retain as much color as I wanted to in my image. I'm a happier guy. And this is the power of grids, but it doesn't stop here. On top of controlling the spill, grids can add a dramatic shape to a subject's face, adding more and more shadow depth since there will be, by default, additional shadows. Let me clarify that. Actually, grids are pretty wonderful for that because they're so directional that whenever the light hits the subject, it doesn't really bounce anywhere, there's no spill, so basically it just creates shadows wherever it's not hitting. Which means, in my face example, it's giving me a jawline that is not very pronounced. Well, that exists because I have a beard right now. You get what I mean. And that directionality adds a lot of elements that can be very useful. For example, do you want a controlled rim light? Then add a grid to it. Do you want a hair light that only affects the hair? Then add a grid to it. And it's beautiful. It's not even finished. There's something else that I haven't told you yet. So on top of giving you even more control, the beauty of grids is that they also come in various degrees. Here's a very simple way to understand how grid degrees work. Think of it like a surgeon knife. The smaller the number, or the knife, the more precise. The larger the number, the broader. A smaller number makes the shadow transition more sharp and aggressive. The larger numbers, the shadow transition will be smooth and more broad. But very important, keep in mind that getting the light to go exactly where you want will be more difficult with a very narrow degree. If you use flash, make sure to use a very powerful modeling light, like the Chrome system has a really great one, and also the Godox has a very decent one with a 30 watt to 60 watt modeling light. To learn more about modeling lights and how to get it perfect every single time, I made a video explaining the exact details on how to get it done, so just watch this video or wait at the end of this one to learn more. So the subject of grids does not end there, but armed with this knowledge at least, you'll be in a great position to start using them immediately, and this is important. Start using them right now. You watch this video, great, you can watch it again to learn more, but by practicing with grids, it'll become easier and easier to integrate them into your shoots, making your location work much more easy, allowing you for more control when using gels and giving you a much more cinematic look. I will be going deeper and absolutely nerdier with grids, so make sure to subscribe to my channel and also to sharpen to be notified of the next upload. And if you want to be more informed, you can check out all my social. It's always YvensB. Again, this is YvensB.